Hey, what is going on, everybody? I am here to finally start the Royal Rumble series reviews. I am going to try to review at least one Royal Rumble a day. I was originally going to do this last week, but I was way too busy to do it last week. I was getting ready to get ready for school and among other things. So now I am going to be reviewing every single Royal Rumble match. Obviously, I have to start from 1988, and I am going to try to get to 2012s because that's the latest one I haven't reviewed. If you want to check out the other Royal Rumble series review, I believe I reviewed 2013 on this channel, and on the CM Brothers channel, I did the 2014 review. So, yeah, I already have those covered. But let's get to 1988. This was the very first ever Royal Rumble. I thought they did a pretty good job for what it was, because of the things that they put on the show. So let's talk about it. It was actually it actually took place in Ontario, Canada. Oh fuck! I fucking botched that bad. It took place in Ontario, Canada. So Canada got to actually witness the first Royal Rumble live and in person. And we had Vince McMahon. And this is, by the way, the 1988 Royal Rumble. You can probably tell from the title down below, but this is the Royal Rumble from 1988. And at the time, the WWE was called WWF, which stands for World Wrestling Federation. And we had Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. And I just love Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. He always was good at defending the heels, and he's always good at that kind of stuff. He was always good at defending the heels, and he would always find reasons why to defend the heels. I know that's what commentators that are here normally do, but he just did it so well that it was just awesome. I loved him on commentary. Now let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright, so just get to my Royal Rumble notes real quick. Yeah, there's nothing there. So, the first match ever to take place at the Royal Rumble was Ravishing Rick Rude versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Ravishing Rick Rude, I just loved. I loved his heel work. I liked how he always came out, and he was always a jerk to the woman. And he thought that, like, he was the real man. He thought he was ravishing. He was Rick Rude. So I just loved his heel work, and I liked Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I liked his in-ring. He was kind of a high-flying kind of wrestler, but wasn't like... He also could, wrestle you down. He could down as well. So I liked that. This match was actually pretty good. I thought it was good. In the beginning, Ricky Steamboat's pretty much dominating Ravishing Rick Rude. He keeps targeting his arm, and he just keeps going after that. Ravishing Rick Rude would try to come back with punches and stuff, but it didn't work out. And then eventually, Rick Rude took control when they went with a knee to the gut, and then he threw him back first into the apron, body slammed him on the floor, suplexed him in the ring, and then he just kind of dominated. And there was kind of some weird stuff that went on during this. Ravishing Rick Rude had him in like a face hold like this, and like had him in a submission move, and Ricky Steamboat was like going like this with the mat to try to get the fans into him, and it kind of looked like he was tapping. I don't think it looked like he was tapping because of the way he was doing. He would like pause. He wouldn't like do it like like that. So I wonder if that was just that. But another thing that was weird is normally like the referee likes to check to make sure that you pass out, so he usually raises your arm 3 times, and if it goes down after 3 times, you lose. That happened to Ricky Steamboat. I wonder if that was just a botch or something, but the referee didn't call it. He just did it a 4th time, and then everything was all good. But Ricky Steamboat made a comeback. They tried to go for roll-ups after roll-ups, and they kept kicking out. And then Ricky Steamboat hit it, and Ravishing Rick Rude hit a wicked clothesline on Ricky Steamboat. Tried to cover him. Steamboat kicked out, and then he tried to go off the top. Ricky Steamboat hit a suplex. Tried to go off the top rope to hit a crossbody on Rude, and Rude shoved the referee right in front of him, and Steamboat accidentally took him out, and then he gets him in like a backbreaker submission move. When he lifts him up on his shoulder like he's going to do the razor's edge to him. And he does that as a submission move. And when the referee comes to, he wins the bell. So at first I thought Ricky Steamboat just like passed out or something. So Rude won. But we found out it was since Rude shoved the referee, Steamboat wins by disqualification. I thought that was solid. I'm actually fine with the way he went over. And I thought this was actually a pretty solid match. Good way to open the first ever Royal Rumble. And this wasn't like a pay-per-view, by the way. It was kind of like a special, I guess, on TV because they did have commercials in this on this show. So I don't really know how they worked that out. I think it was just kind of something you would just see on TV and anybody could watch it. Because I don't know if pay-per-views were that big back in the 80s. And then Dino Bravo tries to attempt a world record. He was going to try to bench press a certain number of pounds. Because someone bench pressed, like the world record apparently is 705 pounds. I don't really buy that. I think that was all just a number that they came up with. I don't really think it was 705 pounds, but apparently it is in their terms. And Dino Bravo had a manager. He was actually it was actually in his hometown because he is from Canada. And I'm actually surprised that he didn't get a hometown reaction. I guess that's how bad people used to get heel hate. Yeah, it doesn't say. I'll try to look up to see who his manager is. But it doesn't say who his manager is. But his manager was someone who couldn't speak English. So I guess that's why. Because Jesse the Body Ventura was out there. Because he was his spotter, but he would also say how much weight was on it. Because his manager couldn't speak English. So then, yeah, he's attempting it. They start with 415, he lifts that. They go up to 505, he lifts that. And he puts powder on his gloves. So that way, if he sweats, it won't like slip out of his hands. He can actually like lift it. I thought that was actually a good idea. And Jesse the Body Ventura was good at being a heel because the crowd was hating on him. And Dino Bravo wanted the crowd to be silent because they wanted him to because he needs like full concentration, and the crowd kept booing him. And Jesse the Body Ventura was like, "Look, I know you may not like the guy, but give him a chance. All he needs is that. He just needs a chance to break this world record. Give him the chance." So I thought that was awesome. Jesse the Body Ventura was great at being the heel. And when Vince McMahon apparently was lifting his arms like this, he's like, "What are you doing lifting your arms for?" Trying to get the crowd going. And I should mention that Mean Gene Okerlund was kind of like the commentator in this. He was, over the mic telling the fans what was going on. So, yeah, he goes to 505, and then he goes to 555, then he goes to 595, and then it goes to 655, and then he's about to do the world record. We weren't really sure how much was there. It had to be way later, but he's going to go for the world record, but the crowd won't shut up. The crowd kept booing him, so Dino Bravo is going to walk out, but then he goes back, and Jesse the Body Ventura still says, "Give him the chance. I know you don't like him, but at least give him the chance to break this world record." So then he goes back, though. He's going to lift it, and he does it. But it doesn't really look like he did, because it looked like Jesse the Body Ventura helped him. It looked like it was kind of like a tag team effort, because it looked like he was struggling, and then Jesse the Body Ventura got close and helped him do it. Obviously, he claims that he didn't, but I think he did. But he breaks the world record, kind of. It was kind of a heel thing to do. And I'm actually shocked that they did this. I was expecting somebody to come out and interrupt this, But no, they actually let him do it, and I actually thought this was fine stuff. I actually liked this segment. Um, I don't know why, but I just did. Um, but I think just because it was something different. I never seen something like this before. They never did stuff like a bench pressing contest on a on a I think they called it like I don't really know what they called it. It was like a but supposing this is like a pay-per-view. I actually like that they did this. I was fine with this. So then let's get back to the in-ring action. Um, we have Leilani Kai and Judy Mountain of the Glamour Girls, and they're with Jimmy Hart, and they're defending the ladies tag team championships. Yes, back then they gave a shit about the women wrestlers, and they had lady tag team championships. I think that's awesome. And they were defending them against the Jumping Bomb Angels. And I actually have to look this up real quick to see who's in the tag teams. I'm just gonna look this up real quick, and it's the Japanese, so it's kind of not really the easiest thing in the world to pronounce the names. I mean, I'm not being racist; it's just true. It's no Rio no Tentano and Asuki Yamazaki. I think that's how you say it. That's the people that are in the Jumping Bomb Angels. And I thought this is actually I actually really like the Jumping Bomb Angels. I think they're really athletic, women, and I think they can do some high flying stuff. I actually really like them. I've seen them wrestle 2 matches. I know that's not really for me to judge, but from the 2 matches I've seen, I think they're really good woman wrestlers. I really like the Jumping Bomb Angels. I kind of wish that they, I kind of wish I could have known who they were sooner. I don't know if they're in the Hall of Fame, but if they, because I know WWE has lately been putting women in the Hall of Fame. I like to see the Jumping Bomb Angels go into the Hall of Fame. I think they were a sick tag team. But this was a 2 out of 3 falls match, so you had to beat them twice in order to win. So then what happens is, yeah, I thought I heard something. What happens is, oh, I forgot to mention, I can't really tell who's who, because they all look alike. So, pretty much the Jumping Bomb Angels get a head start. They do a double drop kick onto one of the Glamour Girls, and the Glamour Girls get the advantage, but then the Jumping Bomb Angels get the advantage again. They both do a figure 4 leg lock to both the Glamour Girls, and then eventually one of the Glamour Girls just does a knee to the back to I actually know Asuki, to Asuki, I think that's how you say that, on the outside, and then one of the Glamour Girls, I can't tell the Glamour Girls apart, does a face first power bomb and gets the fall. So they have a fall. The Jumping Bomb Angels are pretty much screwed, and they make a comeback though. And actually, something sick I want to mention in the match too. One of the Jumping Bomb Angels, I don't remember which one it was, lifted one of the Glamour Girls like she was gonna do like a power driver, but instead she did like a suplex with it. I thought that looked awesome. That's something you don't see nowadays. I actually thought that looked like an old school move. But then one of the Glamour Girls goes to do the same thing, and I believe Isuki again did a roll up for the win. Well, to get the first fall of her team. So now it's down to 1 fall, 1 apiece, and they go at it. The Glamour Girls kick one of the Bomb Angels' ass for a while, and they actually kick their asses for a while. The Jumping Bomb Angels make a comeback. And they did, and behind the referee's back, he's distracted by one of the Glamour Girls, and they both do a double drop. The Jumping Bomb Angels do a double drop kick off the top, and get the win. And it looked like that the Jumping Bomb Angel that made the cover hooked one of the Glamour Girls' shoulders, so it looked like her shoulder was up, but I guess the referee didn't see it. But the Jumping Bomb Angels become the new ladies tag team champions. I like the Jumping Bomb Angels, so I was fine with this. I actually really like this. And Jimmy Hart had a megaphone, and I wanted to mention this, but I just remembered this now. During the Steamboat's Rude match, there was a fan they had one of Jimmy Hart's megaphones, and she was being kind of annoying because she kept saying random stuff in the megaphone, just to get herself over, I guess. And I'm not really going to complain about it, just due to the fact that if I was in that position, I probably would do the same thing. So, it's just kind of one of the perks of being a wrestling fan. So I actually was fine with that. I mean, I bet security came in and had to tell her to stop or something. Or the people that she was with told her to stop doing that. Because she stopped after that match, actually. So then we get the Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan are going to have a contract signing because they're going to have a match. And I'm going to kind of explain how this match is going to happen because it doesn't happen on the this Royal Rumble show. So WrestleMania 3, Andre the Giant believes he beat Hulk Hogan. This is actually one of the reasons I think the Royal Rumble was kind of successful too, was because Hogan and Andre were in like the first Royal Rumble together, and they were actually had a feud, and it was a big time feud. They actually had a feud for a year too, because they actually said it had been a year since WrestleMania 3. But Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, when Hulk Hogan tried to body slam him and he failed the first time, Andre the Giant claims that he beat him right there. So he wants a rematch. I think this went on for a while, but now they added the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, who I thought was a great heel. He was the man with the money. He was rich. He claimed that everybody had a price. He could buy anybody to do anything or to sell him anything. He claimed everybody had a price. So he wanted to buy the World Wrestling Federation Championship off of Hulk Hogan. And he's like, everybody has a price. So Hulk Hogan said he was going to answer the question. He acted like on the wrestling show, because they didn't have Raw then, so I guess they had a wrestling show though. He acted like he was going to do it. He was going to sell the WWF Championship to Ted DiBiase. And he says, no, I don't have a price. I'm not going to sell this championship. Hulkamania runs wild and doesn't have a price. So Ted DiBiase said he made a stupid decision. He said he will get that championship, and he will get the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt around his waist. And we find out that Andre the Giant, he bought Andre the Giant. Like, I guess he's like his manager now. Because because Ted DiBiase bought Andre the Giant off of Bobby Heenan, who was his manager at the time. And he says, at the rematch, that's going to set to take place on February 5th, 1988, on a Friday. He says when he beats Hulk Hogan, he is going to sell the championship to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And actually, it showed a program on Saturday Night's Main Event when Andre the Giant was just choking Hulk Hogan to death, pretty much. So we get so I thought the feud was actually both up pretty awesome. I actually enjoyed this. And then we get the contract signing. We had Mean Gene Okerlund out there. He was like the host of it. The president at the time, Jack Tunnen, was out there, because technically Vince McMahon, we didn't necessarily know owned the company. So I guess we assume, but anyhow, Hulk Hogan comes out. He looks worried, actually. He actually looks like he's concerned. And they're going to sign the contract, though. And Andre the Giant doesn't sit down. It takes him a while. They kept asking him to sit down. He doesn't do it, but then he finally does. I actually like I said, I actually like this contract signing. I thought it was awesome stuff. Like, I normally, the typical contract sign, it does breaks down, which it did. I'm going to do a little bit of spoiler. This one does break down, but I thought this was actually a great contract signing, and when I explain it more, I'm going to tell you why. So, Hulk Hogan is going to sign the contract, and Ted DiBiase explains, like, do it, Hulk Hogan. Sign that contract. You're not just signing because you know that Andre the Giant beat you in only like 5 seconds at WrestleMania. This is because you're not just signing a contract for a championship match so I can get that title off you. You're signing a contract because that is the contract to the end of your career. That is the contract to the death of your career. So then he just goes off on him in that aspect. And Hulk Hogan finally signs it. And then he hands it to Andre the Giant. And Andre the Giant doesn't sign it right away. He just is reading over the contract. He even pointed something out to Ted DiBiase, and Ted DiBiase, oh, that's fine, more enhancement money. So I thought that was funny. And they were like, and like Jack Tunnan, Mean Gene Okerlund, and the commentators, they didn't know what was going on. They're like, didn't they have a chance to read over this copy earlier? But I think this was all just for mind games. They were playing mind games with Hulk Hogan. But Andre the Giant does finally sign it. And then DiBiase then says, why don't you put a stamp on this contract? So then Hulk Hogan goes to, pretty much he was pretty much saying, why don't you attack Hogan? So Hogan tries to throw a punch at Ted DiBiase. Andre the Giant bounces Hogan's head off the table and hits the table on him and walks off. And I thought this was great. I actually thought this was an awesome contract signing due to the fact that they actually used it. They had Andre the Giant play mind games with Hogan. Hogan actually looked worried. So I thought this was awesome stuff. And they do more later. And I'll get to that when we get there. Alright, so. So the next match. Is it the next? Yeah. Is the Royal Rumble match. The first ever Royal Rumble match. I am going to say I'm surprised this wasn't the main event. I thought that was kind of odd. Because it is the first ever Royal Rumble match. Other than that, I thought it was fine. I would think it would be the main event. The main event was still a good match. I'm just thinking this is called the Royal Rumble. I would think this would be the main event. But I'm fine that it wasn't. Maybe they didn't think it was going to go over that well, so they didn't want to make it the main event. You know, I just think it would be the main event. So, I've never reviewed a Royal Rumble match. I really haven't. I have a couple of times, but as you can tell, I'm not the best at doing that because I haven't reviewed a Royal Rumble match that often. So, you know, I have that going for me. I mean, I just, you know, it's just a difficult thing to do. So I'm just going to try to do this. You're just going to have to bear with me because I don't really review Royal Rumble matches that often. So, I'll just go through it thoroughly. I'm going to kind of go through who came out and stuff. And then, I'll go, you know, through who came out and stuff. And then, if I find something that I think is worth mentioning, I'll mention it. So, oh, I hit the wrong button. So, number one was Bret Hart. And he had his manager Jimmy Hart up there because Jimmy Hart was the manager for the Hart Foundation, which was Bret Hart and his tag team partner Jim the Anvil Neidhart. But Bret Hart was number one. Tino Santana was number two. Butch Reed was number three. And Jim the Anvil Neidhart was number four. And this actually sparked trouble for Tito Santana because the Hart Foundation and Butch Reed triple teamed Bret Hart. Jake the Snake Roberts was number five. Let me go through it again. Bret Hart number one, Tito Santana number two, Butch Reed number three, Jim the Anvil Neidhart number four, Jake the Snake Roberts number five, and he evened the odds out for Tito Santana. Harley Race was number six. I think he was Ken Harley Race then, but I'm not sure. Jim Brunzell was number seven. Sam Houston was number eight. Danny Davis was number 9. Boris Zolkov was number 10. And he's actually the tag team partner with Nikolai Volkov. I don't know what the tag team name is. Don Morocco was number 11, and his nickname was called The Rock. There was actually a thing that was funny. Because when Don Morocco was supposed to come out, Nikolai Volkov came out at the same time. Like, he didn't know when he was supposed to be out there. So, what happened was they just had Don Morocco just went in. So, I guess they just had Nikolai Volkov, though, was number 12, and it was kind of predictable. You knew that was going to happen because he was still out there, too. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was number 13. Ron Bass was number 14. B. Brian Blair was number 15, which is odd because I actually didn't even see him come out, and I didn't even see him really in the match, so I must have zoned out or something. 16 was Hillbilly Jim. 17 was Dino Bravo when he came out with his manager. 18 was the Ultimate Warrior. 19 was the One-Man Gang, and number 20 was the One-Man Dog. No, number 20 was the Junkyard Dog. And number 19 was the One-Man Gang. Number 19, One-Man Gang. Number 20, the Junkyard Dog. And this was only a 20-man Royal Rumble. I think they wanted to go for 20 just because this was the first time they did something. Because nowadays it's 30, but they went for 20, and every 2 minutes a person would come out. And if you get thrown over the top rope, you're eliminated. And you win when you're like the last superstar remaining. So, before I go over the eliminations, I kind of want to go over the stuff that I want to talk about. It really wasn't many things to talk about, but one spot was when the Hart Foundation and Butch Reed kept double teaming Tito Santana. I liked that. And Tito Santana, I think they mentioned that he was like one half of the World Tag Team Champions. I don't even think they even referenced though that who his tag team partner was, and his tag team partner could have been in this match, and I just didn't notice it. The crowd was really behind Jake the Snake Roberts. They wanted him to do that DDT, and it didn't happen. I actually kind of wanted him to hit it. I thought he would hit it and then get out, but he didn't even hit it at all. One part when Jake the Snake Roberts was punching Harley Race, and he kept like falling back and in like a spot like going backwards to keep himself in. I thought that was awesome, and I think that might be it. Hacksaw Jim Duggan before he came out. I'll mention that when that happens. So let me go over the eliminations real quick. Bret Hart got eliminated by Don Morocco. He actually lasted. He lasted 25 minutes and 42 seconds. He lasted until I think he lasted till like number 18. So Bret Hart lasted a while. He came out. He got eliminated right after the Ultimate Warrior came in. Tito Santana got eliminated by the Hart Foundation. He lasted 10 minutes and 41 seconds. Butch Reed got eliminated by Jake the Snake Roberts. He only lasted 3 minutes and 18 seconds because Jake the Snake Roberts eliminated him the second he came in. Jim the Anvil Neidhart was eliminated by Hillbilly Jim. He lasted 19 minutes and 6 seconds. He got eliminated too before Bret Hart. And Jim the Anvil Neidhart kept trying to keep Bret Hart in the match, so that's why Bret Hart lasted so long, because they were helping each other out. Jake the Snake Roberts was eliminated by One-Man Gang, and he lasted 21 minutes and 52 seconds. He lasted a while, actually. Harley Race was eliminated by Don Morocco. He lasted 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Jim Brunzell was eliminated by Nikolai Volkov. He lasted 12 minutes and 6 seconds. Sam Houston was eliminated by Ron Bass. And I think he got eliminated by Electric Chair. And he lasted 14 minutes and 39 seconds. Danny Davis lasted a pretty long time, and he got eliminated by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He lasted 17 minutes and 51 seconds. Boris Zukov was eliminated by Jake the Snake Roberts and Jim Brunzell, and he lasted 2 minutes and 33 seconds. He didn't last very long. I think he was was he the shortest one? I think he got the shortest. No, actually, he wasn't the shortest one. I want to mention that he got eliminated. I think it could have been due to distraction by Nikolai Volkov because he was arguing that he was supposed to be in the match. Don Morocco got eliminated by Dino Bravo and One-Man Gang because Dino Bravo and One-Man Gang were working together a lot. Nikolai Volkov was eliminated by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. When Hacksaw Jim Duggan came out, he got into it with somebody. I think he got into it with like Harley Race or something because I think it was Harley Race. I forget who though. Ron Bass was eliminated by Don Morocco. Brian B. Blair was eliminated. One-Man Gang eliminated Brian B. Blair, Hillbilly Jim, and Dino Bravo. The Ultimate Warrior eliminated Bravo in one-man gain. No, he was eliminated by Bravo in one-man gain. I'm gonna cover this part real quick. So it came down to the final four. It was Don Morocco, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Dino Bravo, and One Man Gain. I'm going to kind of repeat myself a little bit. And so everyone was working together. And One Man Gain, who's a big guy, was working together with Dino Bravo. And Don Morocco was trying to fight the odds. He even had to fight the manager. And then eventually they worked together, and One Man Gain splashed Don Morocco out, eliminated him. So then it was down to Dino Bravo and One Man Gain versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It was pretty much a handicap match. But they tried to do the same spot where Dino Bravo hold Hacksaw Jim Duggan's arms, and One Man Gain was going to eliminate him. But this time he missed. He actually eliminated Dino Bravo. So then it was down to One Man Gain and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And One Man Gain tried to charge at Hacksaw Jim Duggan, but Hacksaw Jim Duggan pulled the rope down, eliminated him, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the first ever Royal Rumble match. And they always make sure to mention that because that's pretty much the only accomplishment he really has accomplished, for one thing. And there's a pretty big moment. He won the first ever Royal Rumble match. Why the hell wouldn't he mark out for that? And I actually think that made sense. I actually am shocked they didn't go with Ultimate Warrior because I thought they would really be behind him to win, but I guess that didn't happen. And I should mention too that when the guys came out, they didn't play the entrances like they normally do. They just would like show them just coming out because I don't think they had the technology and stuff back then. So yeah, I thought this was good stuff. A good first Royal Rumble match. It does feel like, it actually was good. I actually really liked it. Everyone brawled. I thought that was awesome. The Killer Bees win this, which I think, I forget who's in it, but I think it's Brian B. Blair and somebody else. A lot of tag teams win this. A lot of, I think the only person that there wasn't filled with like a main event or like a Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, or anything like that. There was actually like some people in there like that were in like mid code, or just getting up the roster. So you really didn't know who was gonna win. I probably would have picked Warrior to win it though. If I didn't know who already won, because I already knew Duggan won, because they make sure to mention that he won the first Royal Rumble. But I thought this was good. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I think, was actually not a bad choice. He was pretty over with the crowd, and I actually thought he was a pretty good choice. So yeah. Is there anything else that? All right. So now the show continues though, because it wasn't the main event. So Hulk Hogan gets interviewed, and he asks if he has any doubt. Hulk Hogan says that he's on February 5th. He is going to take down Andre the Giant. He says he's been waiting for this match just as long as Andre the Giant has, and he says that he's going to conquer Andre the Giant, lift him over his head like he did at WrestleMania 3, and he always says he pressed him over his head, but he didn't press him over his head. And he says that he will not sell the WWF Championship to Ted DiBiase because he cannot be bought. So that was good stuff, and then he poses afterwards. I thought that was fine. And then we have the Islanders, which consists of Karma and Haiku, versus the Stallions, which is Jim Powers and Paul Rama. And this was also a 2 out of 3 falls match. All the tag team matches was a 2 out of 3 falls match. And I thought this was actually a pretty good tag team match. They were represented by Brian. Bobby Heenan. There we go. I don't know. I just had a brain fart right there. But he wasn't there because I think he's like suspended for something because they stole the British Bulldog's dog named Matilda. The British Bulldog consists of the Dynamite Kid and Davey Boy Smith, who was also called the British Bulldog. And I guess they stole her, but no one knew where she was, and they find out they did, and Bobby Brain he didn't knew about it. But this was a good match. I really liked this tag team match. The Stallions pretty much kicked the Islanders' ass throughout the majority of the beginning of the match, and then Paul Rama was fighting with one of the Islanders. I forget which one. And then one of them pulls the rope down, and he falls out and hurts his leg, and he gets counted out. And that's a fall right there. And they have to like go back to the trainer's room to make sure he can still wrestle. And they continue with but then they have an interview session. Andre the Giant, Ted DiBiase, and Virgil get interviewed, and Ted DiBiase pretty much says that we made a statement tonight against Hulk Hogan. We're gonna take down Hulk Hogan, and Andre the Giant's gonna get me that title around my waist. Andre the Giant says that he's still undefeated. He never lost at WrestleMania, and he says he's going to beat Hulk Hogan and conquer him and destroy Hulkamania. So I thought actually it was a pretty fine interview. This was to get you hyped for the match on February 5th, which I will not see, probably. But then so then we continue with the tag team match though. The Islanders pretty much dominate Jim Powers for a while. He hurts his back throughout the match. I thought it was fine stuff. And then Paul Rama tries to get a hot tag. He tries to get some offense going, but because of his leg, he can't get anything going. They target it behind the referee's back. The Islanders, one of them jumps off the top rope while one of them's holding his leg and jumps and knees him right in the leg. I thought that was vicious. And then one of them gets him at Paul Rama in a half Boston Crab, and he taps out, and the Islanders go over. So that was it. And then afterwards, Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura recap the pay-per-view and about everything that happened. And then that was it. That was the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, the very first one ever. I thought it was actually great. You know, it was great to see a first ever Royal Rumble match. I thought it would, this pay-per-view obviously did something right. I mean, the Royal Rumble is still around today, so they obviously did something right there. But I thought it was just a special attraction to see the first ever Royal Rumble match. We had some great stuff. I liked the contract signing. I liked everything on this show. It wasn't just about matches either. It felt like something big was going on. I mean, you had the build-up with Hogan and Andre. I mean, Vince McMahon, this is a very gimmicky pay-per-view because it has the Royal Rumble match, but this is one that works. So I like it for that aspect. The only thing I didn't like was the Royal Rumble wasn't the main event. I think that could have been the main event, but I guess I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to. I don't know why they didn't make it the main event. That was probably about it. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to leave your thoughts about this first ever Royal Rumble, comment down below. And if you want to know how to watch it, if you have the network, you can watch it. I don't know where the hell else you're going to find this Royal Rumble if you don't have the network or you don't have it on DVD, because I don't think they have it online anywhere. So that's pretty much it, guys. I might have time to review another one. I might watch another one and review it, but if I don't, then I'll review another one tomorrow. So if you want to subscribe to me, you can click the corner right there if it's still there. And you don't even try to follow me, by the way, on Instagram anymore, because I had to delete it because I couldn't even upload any pictures off my phone anymore. So, I got rid of the app, so don't even bother following me on Instagram. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'll be back later on today to give you a video regardless if I do another Royal Rumble review or not. So that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.